It's been quite some time since we've heard any news on Sword Art Online, and I think they're making it, for the fans at the very least, very, very worth the wait. Because the news that we got for Sword Art Online, the new season, I can't really pronounce this, Alicization. I'm not sure if that's even a real word. I've never heard it up until this point. But with the new season, they definitely said, okay, we know we starved you guys for a while. We had a film, but the last season of SAO, if I'm not mistaken, was what, SAO 2? And that was like almost 4 years ago. Again, they gave us a movie in between. I still have yet to even see the film. I think I actually own it. I gotta go watch that at some point. But it was a long wait, especially for people that missed out on the film, didn't really care. They just wanted the next season adapting, whatever. That's quite some time in between. So they decided, hey, y'all waited a long time, so we're going to bless you. And based on the information we got in the press release, the next Sword Art Online anime is going to be a rather long one. It's been confirmed for 4 cores. Now, in case you don't know what that means, a core of an anime is usually about 12 episodes, more or less. It's usually about a 3-month thing. You know, you get an episode and then it goes from season to season. So 1 core alone is 12 episodes, 2 cores, 24, 3, you know, so on and so forth. So from that being said, that's possibly close to around 50 episodes, give or take, depending on how much they decide in the end. 50 episodes for the next Sword Art Online anime. Pretty much we'll have about a year's worth of straight weekly Sword Art Online. That's a big deal. And based on the trailer I've seen, I ain't gonna lie, because like I haven't been that big into Sword Art Online in a while. Again, the hype kind of died down since, you know, all we had was a film. I can't even really believe it's been about 4 years, because if I'm not mistaken, again, SAO 2 was 4 years. I didn't really care too much for the movie. Like, I haven't seen it yet, you know, it didn't really get me excited. So 50 episodes, but it's kind of like I'm a little bit mixed, because of course they'll put the greatest TV preview, they'll put the greatest trailer up, which it does look amazing. The story looks awesome, and I'm excited for this. I'm not gonna lie. I think, if I'm not mistaken, and we'll read a little bit, but I want to say it debuts in October. So starting this October, we'll have a lot of SAO and whatnot. But with 50 episodes, that's a lot of manpower. That's a lot of art and animation. Hell, 24 nowadays is a ridiculous amount. Hell, 12 episode anime nowadays definitely suffer. And Sword Art Online is a very high budget show. One of the beautiful points about Sword Art Online that sells it so well is the fact that it's gorgeous. The art, the animation, the designs, everything, the backgrounds, the animations quality is always phenomenal. So 50 episodes, unless they've been working on this for quite some time, which I'm imagining they have, but still, that's a lot to uptake at that certain quality level that Sword Art Online is known for. Like, you can say whatever you want about SAO, especially like, you know, the second half of part 1, or people even say the second half of part 2 was not all that good or whatever, but you cannot deny that it always looked on point for the most part. Again, I'm sure somebody will pull up a shot, but what about this frame in episode 80? Or, well, not 80, but you get what I'm saying. People will pull out a shot and say, well, it wasn't that nice in that scene or whatever. Fair enough, of course, those are in-between shots, but what I mean is that Sword Art Online has always set a standard. You go into this series, you know that it's going to look gorgeous. And again, based on the trailer that I've seen, the preview, it does look gorgeous. But usually what they do with trailers and previews, especially with anime, is they show you about the first episode, maybe even the second or third, but it's usually stuff from the first episode. And of course, without a shadow of a doubt, your best shot is in the first episode. That's what reels people back in, especially for a returning series. You got to make that first episode look, sound, feel, everything. It has to be top of the line. So of course, the first episode of Sword Art Online, you know, I'm gonna call it season 3, because I'm not gonna keep on trying to pronounce that word. The first episode of Sword Art Online season 3 is going to look absolutely incredible. But I'm curious what's gonna happen when we get to 7, when we get to 18, when we get to 23, when we get to 44. Is it still going to look that good? Especially if I'm not mistaken, I want to say the people behind this are A1 Pictures. A1 Pictures, when it's a smaller anime, when it's like 12 to 24, they can get it done. But they've even dropped the ball in certain aspects with different series as well. But for the most part, when it comes to their art and animation, when it's a shorter thing, they're on point. But like even with Fairy Tail, something that, you know, was ongoing for a long time, Fairy Tail, it'll have a really dope looking first episode. I remember they tricked us all. They had like the trailer for the new Fairy Tail returning or whatever, and it looked gorgeous. And then like episode 2 and 3, I was like, well, that was a beautiful first episode. What happened? So that's something that I'm skeptical a little bit. Like, it's great news at the end of the day. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited that it sounds like a great story arc. It sounds like, you know, okay, it's cool to see Sword Art Online returning, and we're going to have it for a long time. I'm just wondering if they can handle that incredible workload in a day and age where anime studios are struggling to handle 12. It's been shown time and time again. Look at, regardless of what, which I would put A1 Pictures over Period. Period is a studio that handles like Boruto, Naruto, Tokyo Ghoul, Bleach. You know, it handles those or whatever. But look at Tokyo Ghoul. 12 episode anime, and don't get me wrong, I love Tokyo Ghoul, and I still defend certain seasons of the anime of Tokyo Ghoul, but they be struggling sometimes. Sometimes the art and animation, I'd be like, bro, this is only 12 episodes. This should be top of the line, and they struggle. Again, A1 Pictures, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I want to say that, yo, they've shown time and time again, with Sword Art Online at the very least, they handle this with very much prestige and care. They try to make Sword Art Online look like the best thing ever invented. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt on that part as well. They haven't proven me wrong thus far as like, yo, Sword Art Online always looks really freaking good. But then there's also, of course, the fact that, you know, all jokes aside, Sword Art Online, sometimes it does have a nosedive, and just imagine, it usually always happens at the halfway point, right? It's usually like with SAO 1, it was like the first 12, it skipped around and it had pacing issues or whatever, but it was really, really dope. Second half was like, oh, what happened? And then SAO 2, it wasn't as bad of a dip, but definitely the Gun Gale stuff was a lot stronger than the second half. I mean, there were some good moments and heartfelt moments, especially the arc about the sick kid that was still trying to live in the virtual world and stuff like that. That was really heartfelt or whatever, but it still wasn't as intense as the first half. So if they're doing 50 episodes, I'm hoping, because I do think I remember hearing that this arc that we're entering right now is a very, very long arc. So possibly what we could be embarking in is basically we're going to get a straight up adaptation of one long story arc, and if that's the case, we could possibly not even see that incredible major dip in interest and storytelling or whatever, because with the first two seasons of Sword Art Online, again, it was kind of like them picking off and like, hey, we're gonna do the first 12 of this. Honestly, SAO 1 should have only been the Aincrad arc. I'll still argue with that. The second half, I mean, we could have skipped it, I guess, or whatever, in a way, but there was connections to small connections in SAO 2, but the first arc alone should have been 24 episodes, and of course, that was probably them not realizing how big SAO was going to be. So I'm gonna give a benefit of that as well. If this is just straight up 50 episodes adapting this one really long arc, then we might not even see that dip either, which is one of the bad things about SAO, is that the second half always, I don't want to say sucks, but definitely pales in comparison to the first. I'll say with SAO 1, the second half sucked. Like, you know, the first half was dope, second half just sucked. So maybe we might not have that case if this is a really, really long arc. But without further ado, let's read the press release. Aniplex announced today on September 10th that Sword Art Online Alicization, the upcoming third TV anime adaptation of Reki Kawahara's sci-fi adventure light novel series Sword Art Online, is set to premiere on Tokyo MX, Tojiki TV, Gunma TV, BS11, damn, this is on a lot of freaking channels in Japan, and MBS on October 6, 2018. So, okay, we'll be getting it early October. It will be aired for 4 cours, around 50 episodes, and will animate the episodes from the original Bunko's 9th volume, Alicization'S beginning, to 18th volume, Alicization lasting. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be one long arc for the 50 episodes, so we might actually avoid the SAO curse of, like, the second half being really weak in comparison to the first. I mean, there's a possibility that the writing could have dipped in the novels as well in that second half, but we'll see. There's also a little bit more. The original novel author, Kawahara, says on Twitter, the 1 hour first episode, ooh, we're getting 1 hour. Okay, that's pretty dope. The 1 hour first episode special will premiere at basically 12 o'clock on October 6th. Since it's a 4-cour, it's going to be a very long series, but I would be glad if you enjoy it till the end. I will also do my best. Yeah, if this is a hit, we'll probably even get more than that, because them being this deep into Sword Art Online, you know, 3 seasons in, and or this being the 3rd season, and them investing for 50 episodes, Sword Art Online is a huge hit. I mean, it was a hit out of the gate or whatever, but they still believe that it has that power. The movie must have done very, very well. And funny enough, Sword Art Online, I feel as though, definitely ushered in a new generation of anime fans. I think Sword Art Online was one of the first seasonal animes that a lot of people got into anime via that. It was actually, it turned into a gateway anime for a lot of people. You know, prior to that, it was, you know, the Dragon Balls and the Narutos, but after SAO, there's a lot of people that they say, no, Sword Art Online was my first anime, or that got me into anime. So I think they're making the right move and continuing it, giving the fans, especially people that have supported it throughout these years, 50 more episodes. episodes, dope. I'm going to be skeptical just because it's Sword Art Online, but I know it's going to at the very least look beautiful, and I'm excited about that. Kind of curious how a lot of you guys feel about this. For SAO haters, did this give you just like a cringe fest to another planet? Do you feel horrible about yourself and your life right now? And for SAO fans, are you jumping for joy? Again, 50 episodes. It could be a great thing. It could be a bad thing. I'm looking forward to it either way, and I can't wait to see what's happening because honestly, the trailer looks really sick. And Sword Art Online, for me, it has a lot of really dope and interesting things that I like to watch out of it. So I'm just gonna wait and see. But that is all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, hit the bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow all my other social media, the links are in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Bow. Have an awesome day. Make a major move, laugh and let the haters lose. We don't give a fuck, virginity intact, cream stack.